What's that? You can't understand me? Yeah, because those things, in addition to keeping us from being able to breathe, they keep us from being able to communicate with one another. So why are we having to wear these masks everywhere we go? Even Walmart now. Why do we have to wear them? You see people wearing them outside. I saw a woman the other day on the Silver Comet Trail. She's by herself. She's wearing a mask. What is she doing? Does she think someone is going to ride by on a bike and spit on her? Because what is the virus doing? The virus it rides on moisture particles. So the idea of the mask is, since we all talk like Neanderthals and we can't speak without spitting on one another, that the mask keeps us from spitting. Because that is the only thing the mask is going to help against. It doesn't help against the actual virus, which is 10,000 times smaller than the fibers in the mask. Not only that, but we've been stirred into this panic over this 5% death rate. It turns out that even NPR, I mean, how much ultra left wing can you get than that? The current best estimates for the infection fatality risk are between 0.5 and 1%. Actually, and that's from Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, and they claim that that's down from their estimate of 5%. It's probably more like 0.25%. If you take the fact that Governor Cuomo stuck a bunch of old people with COVID in nursing homes with people that didn't have COVID and killed them all, along with a couple other Democrat governors, then that made the death rate skyrocket. If you subtract out, say, the best 3 Democrat states in the United States out of 50, and you look at the death rate, we have one of the lowest death rates per capita in the world. So why do we have to wear a mask? So what does the mask do? The mask dehumanizes us. We're making children, this is how you want your child to grow up, dehumanized, where he can't even properly socialize. When you're talking to someone, part of your conversation with that person is body language and facial expressions. And you take all that away. This is not a V for Vendetta movie. When you do things like that, you take away people's ability to interact. So who does that benefit? That benefits some kind of power structure. I'm not going to get into any conspiracy theories, but you have to ask that to yourself. Why, knowing the mask doesn't do any good, knowing the death rate, the infection rate is so low, why are they making us do this? I saw a thing in Manatee County, Florida. They're mandating masks for everyone outside, but then they're also encouraging their government school children to wear their masks at home on their Zoom meetings so they can get used to it. That's what they want your children to get used to. So you got to ask yourself, is that what you want? Is that what you want for your children to live in fear? You know, they want us to hope that there's going to be a vaccine. We got to hope in Bill Gates and hope in Fauci. But true hope is a virtue. It's a theological virtue. We have hope in God. We have hope in our salvation. And when they can take away from us what the real virtue of hope is, and that is that someday, despite the sufferings that we have on this earth, which we all are called to suffer like our Lord, if the hope that we have in salvation, that is all a distraction. You should be hoping in the government. The government's going to take care of you. The government is going to do for you. And then we have one decent governor, Kemp, that is trying to open up the state. He gets vilified. You know what? 2 months ago, I want you to go look back 2 months ago at the news reports at Salon.com and all that about what Governor Kemp is doing. He's going to murder people. He's killing people. Thousands dead every day, dying in the streets. And now look at that. Have you seen one retraction? No. So if you can't trust them for this, why can you trust them for anything? So ask yourself that, and ask yourself, why am I wearing this stupid mask? All right.